No one can whistle a symphony. It takes a whole orchestra to play it. Halford E. Lucock. The new Toyota Production System, TPS, now known as Lean Manufacturing, was created in 1950 by industrialist A.G. Toyota, who visited the Ford River Rouge plant in Detroit, and engineer Taiichi Ono. They did it through cultural change. This cultural element of lean is the hardest to understand for companies looking to implement the system today. It is too different from what they know. Let's walk into a normal company for a couple minutes. For one, it is rare to find employees who have been there for a long time, especially not on the shop floor. The little people, those who do the actual job and know the process best, are the least paid because salaries are based on job title to encourage new managers from other companies to enter leadership roles. The workforce has limited time contracts and is easy to fire and replace. The emphasis is on doing your own job as quickly as possible and in isolation. Expertise is not valued. It will not raise anyone's salary. When there are peaks, teams are expected to work overtime or hire temporary staff, and departments compete on budgets. Most employees and managers are focused on displaying an all-is-good-here workplace. Nobody wants to be blamed when there is a problem, so issues are generally hidden or addressed with discretion. Specialists and consultants are brought in to make changes when problems occur or accumulate, usually resulting in cuts and layoffs. Supplier contracts are based on lowest bids or mass delivery of inventory, and contracts are renewed based on the best new bid. Competition between suppliers is high. Sound familiar? Now let's walk into a strange new world. Here are the 8 main elements of the cultural change of Toyota. 1. Workers with lifetime contracts. Toyota's workers were given new contracts that ensured lifetime employment. They were also allowed to use the company's facilities and recreation for their entire lives. This commitment worked for both parties. Toyota was now sure to have a skilled workforce experienced in the company's ways and culture. 2. Payment by seniority. Salaries were based on seniority acquired over time and not on job titles. This, too, ensured a skilled workforce. Over the years, people got paid more for doing the same job, so leaving for another company was an unattractive option. It meant starting from the bottom again. Workers also got to share in Toyota's successes in the form of bonuses. 3. Empowerment. In traditional mass production, the shop floor workers were given the least power over processes. But production was where value was added, where the next product was being built. In TPS, workers had full control over production, and maximum power was transferred to those who do the job. They were divided into teams, and team leaders worked actively with their subordinates as part of the group. They shared all the tasks, including cleaning, problem-solving, and improvement suggestion. The only difference between team leaders and their subordinates was that they had more experience. The team did its own repairs and invented improvements to the system, a process known as continuous improvement, or Kaizen. Skilled employees were valued, and no external experts were needed to make changes to the work. 4. Cross-department help. If someone was sick or absent, employees from a different department pitched in. They also helped when another department had peak time and needed more staffing. Workspace barriers were physically removed. Employees worked in small spaces and could see each other's processes to align efforts. When something went wrong, any employee who knew how to fix it lent a hand, even if they were from another team or department. There was an understanding that when people worked in isolation, each doing their own part, the whole system would lose. But when everyone worked together, and each person could see their contribution to the whole, the system benefited. To enable all of this, workers were cross-trained. For example, as part of engineer training, employees had to work a few months in the marketing department. Each employee, including senior management, had to spend 1 month a year in a different functional area. When MIT came to research lean production at Honda, a company that adopted TPS, a senior director was unavailable for interviews because he was busy assembling cars. You can read about it in the book, The Machine That Changed the World. Today at Amazon, a leading lean company, during peak season, analysts and managers leave their desks to join shop floor in packaging and to take on delivery shifts. 5. Helping your suppliers. Toyota also sent its employees to suppliers when they had an overload of work. It sent its managers to assist with suppliers' improvement efforts. Profits were shared, and Toyota bought supplier stocks and provided banking for suppliers. More on supplier relationships in Chapter 4. Contracts were long-term, and suppliers had associations where information was shared and improvements were discussed. 6. Never hiding your problems. Due to its financial constraints, Toyota could not afford to waste materials on defected units. It was, therefore, essential to create a culture where problems were exposed and addressed. When a problem occurred, workers were encouraged to stop production immediately and find the root cause to eliminate the chance that the problem would ever recur. More on problem solving in Chapter 5 and eliminating waste in Chapter 6. 7. Loving your customer. Putting people's needs first was part of how Toyota treated customers. Salespeople would lend the customer a car while their cars were being repaired and kept in constant touch with the family. More on customer care in the next chapter. Toyota also fixed cars for free even after the warranty was over. 8. The Shusha. When designing a new car, the lead engineer, called the Shusha, was in charge and given direct power. More on the new design process in Chapter 7. The Shusha was loaned workers from across the company and had power over their departments. This included having staff from Toyota's sales force on the design team to ensure new cars matched customer needs. Conflicts were raised early in the process to ensure commitment and smooth production afterwards. It seems that the original unionized battle to block layoffs proved to be a blessing in disguise. It created a new culture of partnerships. Perhaps this is the right place to mention that the core of Lean is never about reducing headcount. In companies where this approach is used, Lean practitioners soon find that their work is met with resistance and austerity. In successful projects where results last and the organization does not revert to its old ways, there are no layoffs. Instead, people whose roles are no longer needed are offered new jobs within the changing organization. In the next chapters, you will learn more about the culture of Lean and its process of excellence, like production on demand to reduce waste, and production in small batches to meet a variety of customer needs. We have mentioned continuous improvement in this chapter. Let's have a closer look at this concept.